Okay, going for a little walk and thinking about Jack and Lily, and just thinking about the main character and who it reminds me of. And from way back, a long time ago, 20 plus years, there was a case where there was two little girls and they went missing. And this guy, he had moved to this area where these children went to school, and he had secured himself a job as a school caretaker. And this guy just looked like, you know, an average guy. He was clean cut. He even managed to get himself a girlfriend in the area, and she was like kind of a substitute teacher, just from memory. And this guy, as it turned out, had a checkered past, but it was kind of a gradual build. He was being progressive in his bad deeds, and he turned out to be a proper bad lad. And these two innocent girls suffered a horrendous fate at the hands of this monster. I'm not saying that the main protagonist of this case, as in Jack and Lily's, I'm not saying he's this kind of monster, but it's just this monster that I'm previously talking about. He just reminds me of him. I'll just put in this little clip here, and in the description I'll reference where I got the video.
How do we know they were here at 6:15? Well, we have an eyewitness. Ian Huntley here is a familiar figure. Evening, Ian. You're the school caretaker. The girls, Jessica and Holly, would know you, and they saw you on the front doorstep. What went on?
Well, I don't know the girls. I stood on the front doorstep grooming my dog down. She'd run away and come back a bit of a mess. They just came across and asked how Miss Carr was, as she used to teach them at St Andrews. I just said she weren't very good, as she hadn't got the job. And they just said, please tell her that we're very sorry. And off they walked in the direction of the library over there.
Ian Huntley, he was an odd cove, let's put it like that. He didn't look like a villain as such. I mean, there are very few people who have murderer written across their forehead, but, you know, there was something slightly odd about him, but it seemed a plausible explanation that he gave.
Watching Jeremy Thompson's interview, Ian Huntley comes across as a normal person. There's nothing to suggest that in any way he's lying. He looks to camera, he's quite considered in what he talks about. He seems to be quite empathetic to what's going on, quite emotional as well. The reality is here's a man who's very accomplished at lying, had been interviewed numerous times by the police in the past, so knew exactly the procedures.
Sadly, offenders do like talking to cameras. It's been shown several times, and Huntley was no exception. He enjoyed doing that. He got a kick out of doing that, and it was a piece of history being made.
Yeah, okay. So that's the video, and the guy was Ian Huntley, and the two girls were Holly and Jessica. At the time, I remember the crowds of people. They wanted so bad to get that guy before he got into the system as such. And if I remember right, he got like 40 years, something like that. And from time to time, other inmates tried to sort him out. As even the worst of the worst, I think what he done was worse. But the thing is, that guy, Ian, that monster, he got a certain pleasure out of being in front of the camera on several interviews. You could see the Jupiter's delight in him. And his girlfriend. So, she got herself a few years of a sentence. But it was nothing for the alibi she supported him with. Her Jupiter's delight was out for all to see, and like, she tripped herself up several times. Maxine Carr. And if I'm right, she got herself kind of witness protection, as in she got a new name and she got brought off somewhere else to start off a new life. I don't really know what happened to her, but I'd say people do. And that could be all very similar to what's happened to Jack and Lilly, as in Janie Malaya could know, because none of their stories add up. Anyway, there is a bit of progress with Jack and Lily's case, and we'll hope that progress continues. And we'll wish the detectives that are on the case get the better of the situation. We'll leave it at that. Take care.